Good morning, everybody. It's the 14th of February, and this morning I'd like to do the Stoxx 600 Index Cloud Chart Market Review, and we're going to do an update on the January presentation, and we're going to look at what's the situation in February for the Stoxx 600 Index. There's the usual disclaimer. So today, Stoxx 600 Index and Sector Cloud Chart Analysis. So we'll kick right off, jumping into the Pro real-time application. So here we go. We start off with the Stoxx 600 Index itself. We've had a nice little rally over the last couple of months, then a sideways moving base forming pattern, somewhat of a double bottom in a base there. Rebounded from front cloud support. We've just broken out. We now need to see a follow-through of that breakout. And interesting to note, we've had a MACD buy signal, so now we need to see a follow-through of that buy signal. Could see a rally and then a retest of the top end of the cloud and then a continuation of the current rally. So far, the front end of the cloud indicating an uptrend with the top end of the cloud as key support. So automotive and automotive parts also rebounding from the top end of the cloud here. Nice little rally. There's a MACD buy signal on its way. Watch out that one very closely. We've somewhat seen underperformance in the index versus the Stoxx 600 for quite a couple of weeks now. So it would appear that that's starting to change. So watch out very closely, but successful rebound of the cloud here. So the top end of the cloud is key support. Banks moving sideways after a nice rally, had a MACD sell signal within that base. Brief little whiplash back and forth, buy and sell. So now we'd be looking at a buy signal when it retests the top end of the cloud here for support. Note the 168 level is a significant support zone from an Ichimoku cloud chart perspective. That's at the bottom end of the cloud. Front end of the cloud is still indicating an uptrend in place, but we are seeing somewhat underperformance versus the Stoxx 600 in the bank stock. So it's a little bit in trouble, and watch for these lows here. That's the key support zone. So if you're looking at the Stoxx 600 banking sector, I would be looking at it from a cloud chart perspective here at the top end and bottom end of the cloud support zones. Basic resources, that's been growing steadily. Recent outperformance, watching for a MACD buy signal here, so it's trying to break out of this small little trading range, but so far the trend is up, and I would just be buying these pullbacks, trading these pullbacks. Top end of the cloud is support, and the bottom of the cloud here at 415 is significant support. So I would rather incline to trade these pullbacks to the cloud support in the current uptrend. Chemicals, also similar situation. Front cloud still indicates strong uptrend. Starting to show some outperformance here versus the Stoxx 600 here at the bottom, and watching out for a MACD buy signal here. Would be much more inclined to be buying it at the top end of the cloud here, where there's support for the next leg up. Consumer materials, also steady uptrend in place. Top end of the cloud is the support zone. We've been outperforming the Stoxx 600 here for quite a couple of weeks now, and we've just had a MACD buy signal. So if it snaps back to retest that 439 zone, that might be the entry point for this index. Food and beverages. Front cloud indicate a new uptrend is taking place. It was emerging. We've just had a MACD buy signal. It could snap back to retest the 609 support zone at the top end of the cloud. So watch out there. We've just had a breakout, try to break past that level, so it could come back and retest it, but that is steady as she goes. Financial services, steady uptrend in place. Top end of the cloud is key support. Watch these levels at 4158 and 428. These are significant support zones, but trend is up so far. Just had a MACD buy signal, so steady as it goes. Healthcare, back up here, testing cloud chart resistance and old highs for resistance. Had a MACD buy signal a couple of days ago, and the top end of the cloud here is support. So successful breakout here. We should see a comfortable rally up to 744. Industrial goods, steady uptrend in place. Had a brief MACD sell signal here, but it's grinding higher. We now have another MACD buy as it's breaking out of that trading range. Top end of the cloud is key support. Insurance, looking to break out of this trading range. Watch out, we've just had a MACD buy signal. We're not yet seeing outperformance versus the Stoxx 600, and the top end of the cloud here is a key support zone, so that could be an area where the rebound will take place. Media, upside potential back up to 258 as it's rebounding from the top end of the cloud here. Fantastic rebound, coinciding very well with the MACD buy and outperformance versus the Stoxx 600. It's a comfortable rally up until the old highs here for resistance. Oil and gas rebounded from the bottom end of the cloud within the cloud. Not yet had outperformance versus the Stoxx 600 or a MACD buy signal, so watching that one very closely. Next level of resistance is the top end of the cloud here at 319 and 322, 321, 322 zone. Household products and goods, steady uptrend in place. We've now had another MACD buy signal, but the primary one we had here at the bottom of the cloud still remain valid. Grinding higher, top end of the cloud is a key support zone, so could see a retest of that, but we are just grinding higher, outperforming the Stoxx 600 for quite some time now, so steady as it goes, buy and hold, as I say. Retail, moving sideways, rebounded from the bottom end of the cloud, just broken past the top end of the cloud resistance, and watching these old highs as the next key resistance zone, 316. So watch those levels as it's grinding higher after this double bottom rebound at the top end of the cloud. Okay, so far so good for the retail sector. Technology, steady as she goes, up and away. Been outperforming for a couple of weeks now. Had a MACD buy signal. Up since then. Cloud is a support, strong cloud, front cloud indicating upside momentum to be maintained. The short-term consolidation back to the 20-day moving average, so you could add some positions there, but still steady as she goes. Had a nice MACD buy signal back here under the cloud, and then another one here at the top end of the cloud. Telecoms in a little bit of trouble, reversed lower after meeting resistance, old cloud chart highs here. Front cloud resistance held. Now it's fighting for support here at the bottom end of the cloud. If support holds, it could rebound back to the top end of the cloud here. If support fails, it's going to go back to test the lows here of 278 and then 275. Watching very closely for a possible MACD buy signal. And we've had some significant underperformance here over the last couple of weeks. Travel and leisure also had a nice little rally. Strong rebound from the top end of the cloud here, and now it's fighting old highs for resistance to see if it's going to break past that level. Could see a breakout and a retest of this 237 level with the top end of the cloud here as key support zone. But so far so good. Watch, we've had a MACD buy signal, so it's up grinding higher with the top end of the cloud as support. Utilities just dipped it head above the cloud here. So far so good. Front cloud still looking strong. Significant support here at 267 and then 272. Upside resistance at 283. So we could see a rally up until the 283 zone after this current MACD buy signal. So we've had a MACD buy. It's grinding higher. Top end of the cloud here, support, secondary entry zone, and then the 283 spot 3 level here is the next key resistance zone. But overall, need to see a follow through of this breakout and watch the top end of the cloud is a nice retest support zone in the current trend. Okay. Until next time, happy trading.